Welcome to this regularly scheduled meeting of the Minneapolis City Council. My name is Barbara Johnson, Minneapolis City Council President. And before we begin our meeting, we have a resolution to present to a group of people who are here to talk about Milwaukee Avenue, which is a very distinctive street in our city. And we're going to have a plaque unveiled this weekend. Is that 14th. Okay, so a week. Okay, all right. Why don't you come up and join us, if you would, please? I recognize some familiar faces here. Come on, some over here, and yeah, now we all get in the camera. All right. So I will read the resolution, Council Member Warsami. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I introduce you? I perhaps did not. I'm so sorry. My colleague, Council Member Abdi Warsami, who represents Milwaukee Avenue. So we're going to pass a resolution today during our council meeting. And Connie, can you hold that, and then I'll thank you. Resolution of the City of Minneapolis honoring the Milwaukee Avenue Historic District. Whereas Milwaukee Avenue is a historic district located in the Seward neighborhood in the City of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and whereas the district comprises two city blocks of small homes on quarter-sized lots built between 1884 and 1890 by William Reagan, a Minneapolis real estate speculator, and whereas 22nd and a Half Avenue, later known as Milwaukee Avenue, is one of the earliest examples of a planned workers' community in Minneapolis, which attracted workers of Scandinavian and East European descent who worked for the nearby Milwaukee Railroad shops and yards, as well as other industries. And whereas Milwaukee Avenue is a rare concentration of workers' residences of similar style that represent a common man's architecture, which proliferated from copybook plans made popular in the late 19th century, and not that of the rich and famous. And whereas by the end of World War II, the houses had deteriorated by the end, and in the 1970s were planned for demolition. Whereas a group of residents and concerned citizens fought to save the houses, eventually leading to their inclusion on the National Register of Historic Places and the federal protection and rehabilitation that comes with the designation. And whereas in 1974, the Seward West Project Area Committee submitted an application to the National Register of Historic Places for the Milwaukee Avenue District and was approved on May 2nd, 1974 by the Secretary of the Interior, Rogers C.B. Morton, and in July 25th, 1975, received its local historic designation. And whereas the homes on Milwaukee Avenue evoke the current paradigm of new urbanism with its emphasis on medium-density housing, inviting porches, and proximity to various urban resources. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Minneapolis that the city does present this honorary resolution in recognition of the contribution that the Milwaukee Avenue Historic District represents to the cultural and architectural landscape of the City of Minneapolis. That'll be passed by the council today. Councilmember Warsaw.
I'm very proud to present this resolution, and Milwaukee Avenue is one of my favorite locations in the City of Minneapolis. I actually have in my office, in my bookshelf, a book. And it's titled Milwaukee Avenue, Community Renewal in Minneapolis by this gentleman here, Mr. Robert Roscoe. And actually it's a signed copy. And it talks about the history of this beautiful place and all the struggle that went into making it what it is today. So thank you, Robert. Thank you to the Homeowners Association. And thank you to the City Council for this resolution.
Pass it to Connie.
Connie, okay.
The Milwaukee Avenue Homeowners Association and author Bob Roscoe are honored to receive the City of Minneapolis Council resolution recognizing Milwaukee Avenue Historic District's architectural and social contribution to the City of Minneapolis. We thank Mayor Hodges and the City Council, especially Councilmember Abdi Warsami and Policy Aide Marcela Sotelo Odor, for their support of the Milwaukee Avenue Historic Sign Project. We received a Minnesota Historical Society Arts and Cultural Heritage Grant with the sponsorship of the Seward Neighborhood Group to create and install an historic sign in the heart of the Milwaukee Avenue Historic District. In recognition of the Avenue's 40th anniversary of local designation, you and the public are invited to attend the unveiling of this historic sign on Saturday, November 14th at 1 p.m. at the center of the Milwaukee Avenue Pedestrian Mall. So please join us in celebrating the Historic District's designations as a landmark in the Seward neighborhood and the great city of Minneapolis. We thank you very, very much for this.
Good to see you too, Connie. We've known each other many years. So I just want to mention that Milwaukee Avenue, we are dealing with a proposal in North Minneapolis for a greenway. And so Milwaukee Avenue is what we tell people to go look at to understand what we're talking about. And it is, it's a two block span. We're talking about a lot more length than that, but it gives people an idea of how people live without having, the street in front of their home. It's been very, very useful. So. Yes, you sure did. You sure did. And what a treasure when you drive around the neighborhood and come along to see Milwaukee Avenue. It's really great. So, anyone else care to say anything? No. All right. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.